Hey everybody, it's nintendopwnzify here, and I have another Ocarina of Time episode for y'all. And what we are going to be doing today is just talk to Mido, and if you want to see the great Deku tree, you should at least equip a sword and shield. Hey, what's that? Oh, you have the Deku shield? And what's that? Is that the Kakiri sword? Good grief. Well, even with all that stuff, a wimp is still a wimp, huh? I, the great Mido, will never accept you as one of us. Shoot, how did you get to be the favorite of the Deku tree and Zarya, Grumple? Okay, so now continue back here, and we are about to run into our first enemy, and here they are. They are Deku Babas, and we just got a Deku stick, which they drop. One, if their neck is, if they're pointing upwards, then they're going to drop a stick like that. As you can, you're going to get a Deku stick, and so we have 3 Deku sticks now, and let's just talk to the great Deku tree. Great Deku tree, I'm back. O Navi, thou hast returned. Link, welcome. Listen carefully to what the Deku tree am about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to those sensitive to it. Verily thou hast felt it, Link. The time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse, and with your wisdom and courage, dost thou have the courage enough to undertake this task? Press yes. I would assume the game ends if you press no. I've never tried. Now he's basically just telling us to enter, and he's telling Navi that she must aid Link, and Link must listen to Navi by pressing the up C stick. So, with that, let's run into the tree himself. Whee! Into the great Deku tree. Inside the great Deku tree, guys, this is the first dungeon of the game. And, let's just walk over here. We are going to be fighting more Deku Babas, but in their attack position, which is what I like to call this. When they're in attack position, they drop Deku Nuts, and Deku Nuts can basically stun your opponents, etc. So just try not to get hurt. This is pretty hard for me because I'm using a keyboard, but if you're using a controller, you should be fine. So, as we continue on, Navi's just trying to tell us, look at the vines, and she's just basically trying to tell us we can climb the vines. But come over here, and you don't have to come over here. I'm just picking up a heart. I'm gonna climb up this ladder because I believe climbing up this way might get you an extra item. I don't really know what the difference is. You could just come over here and get a heart recovery thingy-mabobber. Otherwise, there's not really much of a point of going there. And just run up and ignore everything there and just open this chest. And you get the dungeons map. You can press start and go into the subscreen, go into the map subscreen. Blue chambers are place you've gone. It's pretty simple to understand. Head in this room. Navi is basically telling you can open a door by standing in front of it and pressing the A button. Pay attention to the action icon and blah blah blah, which is the blue icon. Open. Now, Z target him and get out your shield, and then run up to him. And ow, ow, ow! Forgive me, Master. If I give you a clue, will you let me go? When you jump off a high cliff, if you hold the analog stick forward, you will roll on the ground, land, and won't get hurt from the fall. So that's pretty helpful. He can't guarantee it'll work though. If the cliff is really, really high, we'll try that if you are feeling bold. We might try that later. Let's continue on though. Into the next room in this little area. See, there's a little statue thingy here. And just climb up there. Another chest. And we get the fairy slingshot, which is an item we are going to be using a lot in this dungeon. You can equip it to the C buttons, or the C stick if you're playing on a GameCube. And if you want to shoot right away, when you first press C, hold down C a little longer to get a seed ready. Okay, get out your slingshot. I'm just going to equip that to a button. And get out. You could Z target that, get out your fairy slingshot by holding the C button it's on. And holding it still makes it load up. And here we got our first Deku seeds, and these are hard seeds we use as bullets for our slingshot. So just climb up this ladder. We're done in that room. There's nothing else there. And head out this door. There's nothing else in this room. Then head back over to this giant vine wall over there. As you can see, there are Skulltulas up there. Just shoot them down with your slingshot. As you can see, you can manually do it too, but Z targeting gets you better aim. Everything like that. Because Z targeting is like almost a guarantee hit, unless you fail sometimes, like I do. And just climb up the vines and climb over to the left. And then you can drop down. And this is a big Skulltula. Don't get too close or it'll do that. I'm just trying to get used to the PC controls. I'm going to completely fail at jump attacking there, but you want to back up farther if you want to jump attack. Not that far, but about this far. And jump attacks usually like practically one hit KO them. So continue on this way. Ignore that big Skulltula. Just come over here into this room. Okay, stand on this switch. Hit the switch, and those platforms will rise. And there's a timer for this. So just keep going. Ignore this big Skulltula. And hit this back here. This is our first gold Skulltula. And you get a token proving you destroyed it. And these will get us prizes and stuff. Don't worry about what I'm doing right here. I was just looking at the glitching Skulltula. And Open the chest, and in this chest you get a recovery heart. Ignore that. Down here there's Deku Baba in attack mode. And you don't need to bother about this yet, but I was attempting to do that. You can save sticks that are on fire by swinging your sword or getting out a different item. That was the only time I got out my fairy slingshot for this. Otherwise, I just open my sword up. Otherwise, hit that switch down again, and the platform should raise back up. This time, head this way. And there's a big chest here. And a Deku Baba in defense mode. And so, there's that. Open this big chest. What are we gonna get? Well, we basically got the compass, which shows where everything is practically. It shows where you are, where you enter the room. Which is very helpful. Okay, I'm like failing here. Ignore that. Ignore that too. The keyboard controls are hard to get used to. I'm probably gonna buy a USB keyboard so I can play these games easier on the emulator. So light that, and as you can see, swinging your sword saves it, and that lighting that unlocks the door. And now what we just gotta do is destroy this Cola here. And then you could just jump down right here, but I like doing it the cool way. Which I'll target and do a jump attack off. Thank you all for watching. This was nintendopwnzify. Stay tuned next time to see me hopefully finish this dungeon.